What's going on, people of YouTube? This week's going to be short and sweet. There's going to be a bunch of pictures at the end, stuff to kind of show you what I'm talking about. This one's going to be mainly just me talking to the screen type of thing, but just going to go over everything that happened this last week. So a lot has happened, but it's all been behind the scenes work stuff. Including today. Today I put in an entire day's worth of work, just emailing after emailing after emailing, talking to people, and drumming up support for my own Kickstarter. The reason I want some more support for my Kickstarter is so when I update early next week, I can actually drum up support for Gaz's Kickstarter. He's doing incredibly well. I'll throw the link down below. Go throw some money towards his project as well. And check out my Kickstarter. I will put both those links down below, and we'll see where we go with those. So this week I finished up the sketchbook pages, which, sorry for the jostling camera. If you haven't seen any of my comics, I usually put details in the back, just showing like how the stories come about, and like where all these characters stem from, and like how the whole story has kind of formed. So I finished those pages. I also finished a secret project, which are gonna be 4 pages, probably 6 pages actually, but those will be in the back of issue 5, after the preview for issue 6, after the sketchbook pages. It'll fit in right nicely right there. There's a reason I'm doing that. I will reveal that later when the issue hits and it gets into people's hands and stuff. But so I finished those. Took me a couple days to do that stuff. I was also gone a little bit this last week, a couple different times, just because I had other obligations, and most importantly, Wednesday we switched over the sketch for. If you support the Kickstarter in the second week, you will not only get this sketch, which is my Donnie character, this little guy, as a stormtrooper, basically as Finn's character from Force Awakens. You'll also get one next week that I'll reveal next week for the update. Yes. So I'll throw a picture on the end of this to show you what that all looks like. I did a bunch of these designs for The Force Awakens using my characters a while ago, and I really liked Donnie's the best, so I'm doing a bunch of them up for everybody that pledges this week. Also, Gaz's update, you definitely need to check out if you're thinking about doing anything comic related. His last video just shows this very real work that has to go into the issue that nobody seems to want to talk about. I've talked about it a little bit, but it's basically where you have all the pieces and now you're putting them together, putting them into the comic form, and then sending it to places. It's the most tedious part of the whole project, but it's at that point where you're just getting to the top of the mountain, and once you hit the peak, it's downhill from there and all easy sailing. So it's just a tedious part, but it has to be done for it. Also, I already mentioned Gaz's Kickstarter for his comic book, The Horror A4. Definitely check that out. Throw some money his way. Great guy. Check out his update. Check out his Kickstarter. After you're done with that, check out my Kickstarter for my 5th issue in the trade paperback. So if you haven't gotten any of the issues, the first trade is going to be covering issue 1 through 4, as well as the 5th issue is on there too. If you're only interested in trades, collecting the trades every year, I've only got one level for that. If you have all the issues before that and only need the 5th issue, I have levels for that. So after I got done with all of that, there's still one piece of the party that has to work, and that's the preview of issue 6. The only way to get that done is to start on issue 6, which happened the other night. I took on a new Bristol board and got cracking on it. And the main reason I was super inspired by this guy right here. This is the Image Giant Size Artist Edition proof, and these are issue 1 and 2 of Tokyo Ghost, but it has just the inks for both issues. But something that was super intriguing to me is all the little details that you would have never noticed had you just picked up the issue. I'm sorry if the audio is really terrible right there. I'm trying to find this little bit that I wanted to show off, just because it caught my attention. I was like, oh shit, I didn't even think to do that. One of the great things about having this giant edition is, okay, here you go. So I don't know how well that's picking up, but if you look closely to the shading, you can definitely see Sean Murphy's like fingerprints. Like when he's doing the issues, like he'll use his fingerprints. Like I'm sure he dabs them somewhere, but I never even thought of that possibility for shading technique. So I'm pretty stoked. Just having them this size just shows me kind of what scale and how clear details need to be for like the different size panels and whatnot. But yeah, super inspired by this. I hope they do this for the whole series because that would just be incredible. But yeah, this has super inspired me. Issue 6 is kicking off. I'm super stoked about that. And you'll probably be seeing much more this next week. I've ditched the mechanical pencil. I've been using mechanical pencil the last 2 issues. Straight back to blue pencil. It's a little harder to see, so I'm hoping they show up when I switch it to black and white so people can see on my Patreon. But I can't make those promises. I'm really excited for these first 6 pages because with this giant size print and seeing all those details and like how to reconfigure everything, I think 6 is going to be even better than I was imagining it. I've already rearranged a few of the thumbnail pages, and like everything's just getting so much tighter and so much more condensed. And I really think with issue 6, my lettering is going to get even better, just because I can see what size is normal comparative to the work that goes into it. So here, I'll show you off. So this is issue 4. A lot of my bubbles are pretty good sized. I'm hoping with this next issue they will get, that's probably the thing I'm going to focus on most, and working on that and getting those straightened out a little bit more. But that's going to do it for this week. If you haven't already, stop the video. We're at the end. I'll show some pictures, and then go check out Gaz's Kickstarter, check out my Kickstarter. We both have Patreons. I'll link his down below too. I'll throw my Patreon. This is the last week for inks on my page, and then next week will be the Secret Project, and then the week after that I will be getting into pencils on issue 6. Whew. 10 days left for my Kickstarter. I believe there's a month left in his. He is barely a couple days into it, so you'll be seeing that link in the next few updates. Definitely check out his latest update. Get the Tokyo Ghost Artist proof if you haven't already, because it's superb, and I can't wait to show you what I have planned for 6. Love you guys. I'll check you next week, and I hope all your creative processes are coming along very well too. Later.